So you wrote a article on 538.com. You've decided not to be a Rams fan because, well, the Rams ripped our hearts out when they left for Los Angeles. So you decided, how were you going to pick your new favorite football team?
Right. I decided I was going to go to the data. So I work for a data journalism website, and our big thing is politics data and sports data. So we have a lot of smart people here at our website that could help me out in terms of trying to use the data to find a new team.
And so did you really answer 3,352 questions?
I really did, yeah. So kind of the way it worked is one of my colleagues here, Neil Payne, put together kind of a survey for me where I could rank different factors that I might care about in picking a new team. So some of those factors might be, behavior of the players on and off the field, the ownership, for example, obviously a huge issue in St. Louis, and different things like future wins and tradition and how the club treats its fans. So I ranked all those factors kind of head-to-head over and over again until we got a pretty much comprehensive list of the factors that were going to be the most important.
All right,
for me.
now, clearly, a lot of this is, with you mathematicians out there, you love to look at the numbers, but there's too many subjective things within this objective exercise.
Well, it was personalized.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
It was personalized for you, right? So...
Right. So some of my it's all subjective for me, the factors that ended up being the most important, for sure. So, we can say we're using the numbers, but it's not as though it's an unbiased outcome here, because it's biased toward me as a football fan and as in terms of what I want to care about.
Right,
but cheer for a team.
Right, but you have like some of the things: price of tickets, parking, and or concessions. That's a hard cost, and so you put that into the formula and you weighted it accordingly, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Championships, division titles, wins for the entire team. I like this: suspensions of players since 2007. Extra weight against crimes against women. I love that one.
I do too.
And you see, that was the most important thing to me, as it turned out.
Yeah. So what, you posted this yesterday. What type of reaction have you gotten since you've posted this?
So I've gotten a pretty varied reaction. I've gotten some people from St. Louis writing me, telling me that they're also trying to pick a new team and telling me who they've chosen. I've gotten some people who were LA Rams fans before they came to St. Louis who are telling me that, I'm not loyal enough and I should be loyal no matter what. And then I have some people, I don't know if you want me to give away the outcome, but I have some people from the team that I eventually chose welcoming me to their club. So
yes.
I've gotten the range of responses.
Okay, so you put it all into your Bat computer, and it came out on a 3x5 note card that supposedly you are now a super fan of the Green Bay Packers?
Correct, supposedly. It might take a little bit for me to reach Superfan status, but yes.
But
that's the outcome.
Now, but how much criticism have you gotten for being a bandwagon fan?
A little bit from people outside of the Green Bay fandom area. Some people have said, this, of course you chose a winner, like that's the most obvious team you could have come up with, and I could have told you that without the data and all of that. But at the same time, I said, well, this is the data. So there were the top five. There were four other teams that were on the top that I could have chosen. I could have gone with Pittsburgh, or Kansas City was number 3. That would be an obvious choice. The Patriots were number 4. I don't think that was going to happen realistically from my perspective. And then there was Buffalo at number 5, which is, I could cheer for Buffalo. So,
yeah.
There were some other options that I could have gone with.
Well, one of the things missing in your formula, if I can play Einstein, is the devil factor.
Oh, God.
And Tom Brady, since he is the devil, he should be marked off, and you can't root for the devil, right? There should be some weight for that.
But what would have happened, though? What would have happened if New England came out on top?
And or picked a team you really didn't like.
Right.
Yeah, how would that have worked?
Well, I pledged. I said if New England is the team that comes out on top, I will go in every Sunday cheering for New England. And maybe it might not be the most sincere cheering I've ever done. But,
maybe not as enthusiastic.
Why do you like the Patriots? Because I wrote this formula and I have to.
Exactly. That's where the math can really bite you sometimes if you're not careful.
All right. So why? But you live in New York now. Why don't you root for the Jets or the Giants? It seems like a natural progression there.
Sure. And I saw thought about that, but then I came to the conclusion that honestly, I probably won't go to that many games regardless. I mean, games are expensive, and in New York, neither stadium is actually all that convenient to get to. The city, you've got to hop on public transportation here and there.
Right.
So I was thinking that it wouldn't really matter all that much in terms of actually getting to go to a game. So, and I also don't know, I mean, I might be in New York for a while. I don't know. So proximity wasn't necessarily the biggest factor, though that was part of the formula, too.
Right, yeah. You also have to go through the Frank Lautenberg changing station in New Jersey to get to the Meadowlands, which is always a weird way to get to a football game. Blythe Terrell, did I read that your husband is a Chiefs fan?
Yes, he grew up in Kansas City.
So why didn't, I would think the Chiefs would be a natural thing to sort of share that with your husband.
Is that too obvious?
He did, yeah. He was like, oh, this is actually great. I'm glad the Rams are gone now. We can both cheer for the Chiefs enthusiastically together. But actually, so I went to Missouri and he went to Kansas, and he is a Royals fan and I am a Cardinals fan. So we actually don't have any teams in common at the moment, and it's kind of fun that way.
Yes, you and your husband have absolutely nothing in common, which is nice.
Or we always have a game to watch.
There you go.
That's a good way to look at it.
Blythe Terrell, the pride of Kirkwood High, senior editor at FiveThirtyEight.com. Blythe, thanks for checking in. Have a good day.
Thanks so much. Thanks, McGraw. Thanks, Kelly.
You got
Thanks.
7:27 here. There you go.
You know what I was thinking?
What's that?
Maybe people could apply her formula to our presidential candidates.
Oh, yeah. Yes. What's the price of their concessions?
But if people came up with
a formula,
more detailed
a formula
yes,
for
questionnaire.
Yeah, there you go. Johnny Londo.